What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. First things first, make sure you're keeping an eye on the content. So much good stuff. Not only do we have the World Championships for FC, so you got to see, even though FC 25 is overall a terrible game, you got to see it played at its best from some of the best players in the world. And then your boy matched up against one of the contestants, the best player in the United States, the one, at least American pro. Not sure his nationality, but Gabarros, who just lost in the semifinals, so the top 4 player in the world, match him in a Beta Champions match and beat him in a great game. I have the footage. Eventually I'll be able to release it once the deadline's passed. I can't wait to show you guys that FC 26 game. But for now, I can't really talk about anything from the beta, right? Any gameplay or anything. I could just tell you it was a great game. And I beat a top 4 in the World Pro. So that's coming. Some stuff on that. I already plan on covering games that Gabarros happened to play in as well. So it was crazy matching up against him, but it does make sense. And it just was an awesome confidence booster, let's say that. So a lot of content, a lot of discussion about the upcoming football year, let's call it. Football gaming pretty much coincides with real football. All the buzz in real football connects to the release of the new games. And pretty much right now where we're at is this game right here and then this game right here. eFootball and UFL, the competitors for this game right here. Well, this franchise, right? That's the top 3 games that everyone has a choice to play. eFootball has what I'd say a cult following. UFL has a very much a small, I wouldn't even call it a cult following, right? It's a very small group of players that seems to be enough to keep UFL going. I do believe they're still on their way out, right? I don't think they have a prayer, and I honestly think both eFootball and especially UFL are going to be hit extremely hard when FC 26 comes out. And that's what I wanted to talk about. As you see the title of the stream, what can eFootball and UFL do at this point? Well, we're days away from what they call eFootball 26, right? Where they do this huge update. It's not, as you know, a franchise year-to-year iteration like FC. It's not the same format, meaning I will keep all these players. These players won't go anywhere. The only thing that occurs is eFootball recycles all these players and keeps releasing them, right? Like Thuram, best right back in the game, that will keep the same. Vieira will always be Vieira. That's going to be the same, right? Pele is a newer player, but this Pele is going to be one of the best. And it's going to keep being that way. With the only thing in sight that might change is, who knows, next time they might add a 3rd booster to give these players the ability to get another +1. Maybe instead of being able to go up to 106 and 7, they'll go up to 110 and 15. Maybe these managers over here will go up to 3 boosters and get even more team boost. Whatever the case is, the bottom line is the players pretty much stay the same. So if you're a free-to-play player and you say, I don't spend a dime and I can't afford $100 a year, well, then this video is definitely not for you, okay? Because that's the one thing with FC is that you have to buy the game. Now, I would argue that UFL and eFootball are way more expensive for the majority of players, and I'll explain why. In this account this entire year, right? Not just this account, I had another account too, but this entire year I went from UFL, then to FC, then to eFootball, and then around again, essentially giving them all a lot of my time. And I got to the higher ranks of each game, right? Went in depth with each game, provided content, showed what I was doing to get to where I was at, had players that jumped on board and were grateful, and I was grateful to have them in the community. But it was cool to see their feedback on what I was sharing, which that's my goal. Like, hey, I'm not the best player in the world, but here's what I'm doing to get here. So if I'm Division 2 and you're Division 5 and I can help you keep climbing, then I did my job, right? And all that was good and well, except for the games overall, both UFL and eFootball, they got extremely boring pretty quickly. Why? Well, every week, all that you have is the eFootball League and then this events tab right here. This is all like friendlies and stuff. The co-op is non-existent. This my league thing is a poor attempt at like an offline mode, right? It's not even the one that all the players love from the past, the Master League. It's like their poor attempt, and that's kind of what eFootball does. It's a poor attempt at giving their players these different modes, and the additional players are always just recycled. They're already players in the game. But even if they add new players, like maybe they'll add Ronaldo, Zidane, and all these players, FC has had them for years. And it's not going to change the fact that every week you go in, and I haven't played the game at all, so I have this many. But usually it looks like this. You'll have 3 AI events, sometimes even 2. And like, look at here. 2 PvP events. That's it. Now you can finish these, some players within a day, some players within 2. Let's even say players stretch it to 3. Once you're done with that, all you have is the league. You can see it's still the same league. I haven't played in forever, and it's still the same league left over. Division 2 AI, Division 2 PvP. Now, it went as far as I did a vote just over one day, just over several hours, and eFootball had won. UFL was a close second. FC was actually third. But it came down to the fact that FC 26 was coming out, and EA Sports actually showed that they were going to make changes. And then they got my attention. And then they started releasing more information. They got my attention more. And then they started letting content creators that I know and trust and have followed play the game. And then I got more attention to that game because I trusted what these guys were saying about how good it was. Then the beta came out. And here's what I'm going to tell you. eFootball, doesn't matter how many players they add, okay? It didn't, at this point, it doesn't even matter if they actually fixed their modes and made it more to do. Same with UFL. It's so boring, the mode-wise, they lack any type of depth. But it doesn't even matter if they changed that and did a good job there, because there's no way they're going to top FC. Right? I mean, Champs is the pinnacle of these entire modes. The mode that both eFootball and UFL copied and essentially built their entire game around. That's not to even talk about the fact that FC has clubs, be a pro, where you control one player, manager career, which is more in depth than anything these games have. I'm just talking about Ultimate Team. How about clubs, pro clubs, where yes, you create a player just like Be a Pro, but instead of going on a career, you play with all your buddies and create a team. I mean, the depth is insane, and they went in detail into all those modes after years of pretty much just, let's call it the equivalent of letting themselves go. I mean, EA Sports just said, we're already the best, who cares? Well, they found out pretty quickly that people would indeed stop playing their game, and that's what happened. They had terrible sales, and it actually was to the benefit of all of us, because they actually put in the work to make FC 26 an insane game. Again, I can't talk about the details, but I can tell you that as an eFootball player, for example, what you like about eFootball, EAFC 26 did, but did it better. UFL is just kind of a lost cause, so I barely even want to talk about that. But even UFL, the defense, when it first came out, full manual. If you weren't controlling the defender, your AI would do nothing. You could run around the AI-controlled defender like he was a cone, right? FC's adopted that now. It was crazy to see UFL go away from that, which is one of the big reasons I liked it. It wasn't a polished game, but you had the ability to play wide open, to have manual defense, and it looked like it was going to be more of a manual football game where your skill, your knowledge of tactics and stuff was going to be what rewarded you. It wasn't going to have all the glitz and glamour, but it was going to be a great football game for actual football lovers, and they just totally went the wrong direction with it. Now it's just a rat infestation full of glitches, full of non-football stuff that you do to win, full of broken things that shouldn't even be in the game. Yet, Strikers, the development company, either can't remove them or chooses not to. I don't know which one. Same with eFootball. The remnants of PES are barely there now because they have gone to a full AI assisted game. They have a smart assist feature where the AI makes all your decisions, and you have top ranked players using this. So instead of PES being a former badge of honor for those who really love football, PES, now eFootball, is turned into a game for people who don't even want to play. They want the AI to do everything. So unless you're a player that's afraid to compete in FC because you think you'll just get destroyed, or a player that just says, I have to play the games where I spend $0. Yeah, my teams are going to be terrible because I can't afford to buy players in eFootball or skins in UFL, but I have to because I can't afford it. I get it. Money's tough. Like I said, this video isn't for you because you have no choice, and I'm sorry about that. But for everybody else who's spending money, especially those spending money in UFL and eFootball, coming from me, I played all three. They don't stand a chance. Right? At this point, everything you can get from eFootball or UFL, you can get a better version of it in FC. That's just the facts. I'll give you an example. The number one thing I love about eFootball, right, is, well, I'll give you two things. One, on the pitch, which is the passing and the weight of the players, right? It feels so good, the passing sequences. Off the pitch, I love the detail to tactics. So, off the pitch, again, this is not based on me playing the beta because I can't talk about it, but there's so many leaks. We all know that the tactics side, I still give it to eFootball. There's still more detail in it. However, there's still those restrictions too, meaning Pele's as a deep line forward is still going to make that movement instead of the fact that he's a deep line forward, but he's also in game would be a advanced striker. He'd also be a target man at times. Like, these player roles restrict these players, but as far as like the actual setting the players up and then having these individual instructions and stuff, like, this is the part that I love. I love this ability. And FC went a little in the right direction, especially on like set pieces, let's say. Added a few more details in, but they still have a long way to go. But on the pitch, the main thing, the movement, the give and goes up, back and throughs, the different sequences and the realism of them, FC did a great job of taking that satisfying feeling from the build-up and adding it into 26. And then on top of that, they already had dynamic shooting that they made even better with more options, whereas eFootball is just power up and shoot. Oh yeah, you can choose a finesse shot or a stunning shot, but then there's no aiming, there's no precision shooting, there's no high or low. It's just power up and shoot. Right, I mean, that's kind of the epitome of where eFootball and UFL are. It's just, they did okay, but not even close to being an actual competitor, which sucks because you actually want these games to be true competitors, right? It makes EA Sports give us better content, give us better products year after year, because they know that if they don't, we can just leave and go to eFootball, right? We can just leave and go to UFL. So if I go in and play now, it's been forever. So let's go and let's even just play PvP right off the bat. I'm a Division 2 player, so I'm going to match up most likely against a good, you can't use your team. See, that's the only bad thing. Be right back. Let me get a drink. So if I go in and play this, and I'm one of you guys, right, and I haven't committed yet, and then I see 26, and I hear about everything good about it, I'm just not seeing where anybody could, keep playing this game. I'm just not seeing it. Already it's alright. Let's do a little something like this. Just see how it goes. We're not necessarily playing to win. We're just gonna go in as if we're testing this out against 26. And I'm giving my God's honest truth here. I truly think that this year, even for the players who won't dive into the leaks from the beta or won't dive into what EA Sports is providing with their deep dives and pitch notes and stuff, but when it comes out, I just don't see players resisting FC26. I think EA Sports finally showed what all that money and power does and showed hey, we're not going to lose players. We're not going to have another year like that. I think the suits got in and said, whatever you have to do to change the trajectory, change it. And obviously, who holds the money holds the power, and it's not EA Sports, it's the players who keep paying them. So they finally turned to us. But unfortunately, eFootball players and UFL players, it's they don't get that. I can't tell you how many more times when I'm playing eFootball and UFL, I've heard players, when I was releasing my videos and stuff, oh, there's no use in trying to get the game better. They'll never listen. And it's that's the problem. That's why they're never going to listen. It's funny because I can tell you playing the beta, I feel more used to this game. I feel more used to this game. Playing the beta in 26, I feel more used to this game than I did coming from, previously when I would come from playing FC25 or UFL. Right? At least on offense. The defense in this game is just tragic. It's not even football at all. Right? The tacklebacks are just not football at all. Oh yeah, I forgot the keepers don't have intelligent throws. There's so many goofy things, and that's the thing. You'll sit here and see things you didn't even think about at first, right? That are so behind in this game, and that's the thing that I think players will realize. And then you have to think once EA Sports starts going in the right direction, they have a tendency to just keep going in the direction they're moving in. We just needed to get them going in that right direction. So we know what he's going to do. I do this all the time. He's going to try to flick it back. And it worked, but I blocked it good. I'm pressing runs. I'm trying to do manual runs like it's FC. Yeah, this game definitely had promise at one point, but they just sat on their chance to really make an attack. They just sat on it for too long. I know they're sitting in Japan, probably feeling grateful for all the money they're getting from their model to sell the players like they are, but man, I think they're in for a rude awakening now because they just didn't do enough. They didn't make enough changes, right? I don't think adding players over and over and over again to give them the same old crap with no gameplay improvements or changes, I don't think it's going to be enough to really keep the interest going. I think, of course, you're going to keep your diehards, but I think that's where it's going to start and end. I think a lot of players are going to be coming to FC, and especially like they went the route of, oh, what a goal. They went, what a goal, by the way. I knew I had to like put that perfect as far as the power goes, and that's all you can do in eFootball. You can't really, there's no precision shooting. So you can just power it up and aim and hope for the best. Now, I will say Smart Assist is on like it is for everybody, which is another terrible part of this game and takes away from the satisfaction, but especially not being like a regular player anymore, it's not even worth it, in my opinion, to play Smart Assist players non-Smart Assist. It's not even worth it. I went that route for a little bit, and there's such a difference in what the AI does for you. Now, there is a couple areas, like playstyle wise, like aerial fortress and stuff like that, bullet header. EAFC definitely copied off of eFootball in those senses, without a doubt, which aren't big deals. Like, those kind of things are restrictive and not a good part of the game anyway. They need to make it more on player ID. But nonetheless, they copied that. But one of the biggest things, they did simplified skill moves. And that's interesting because with simplified skill moves, you just flick the right stick, and that's something that, like, it's Smart Assist-esque. But they added some amazing moves. So what I don't know is if their simplified skill moves will be used by everybody, or if it's just in certain modes and won't be in, like, champs and stuff. But let's just assume it's in every mode. Let's just assume it's in every mode, okay? I think it does take away, like, even this with Smart Assist, anything the AI is doing for you, such as, like, where if it's simplified moves, you don't have to learn all the commands, you just flick the right stick and the AI chooses the right move. Anything the AI does for you, it takes away from the game, period. Look at this. The defense is just so overpowered and crazy in this game. That was almost perfect, wasn't it? Yeah, just too much of the nonsense still in the game, unfortunately, for the boys. Too much running into players type of feel. Right, just hold down that button and then run into them. Hold down that R1 and X and pressure. But I just thought it was interesting because I wanted to see, after not playing in a while and having been playing the beta and stuff, wow, look at this. See, that's AI though. It's all Smart Assist. I mean, they drop dimes for you. Oh my goodness. Man, it makes me feel so good though that, seeing, that's the thing, that's not the right feeling. You want to have a good problem to have would have been like, man, I don't know which game to play. Let's run another vote, like they all did amazing improvements and stuff, right? But instead, it's a very easy decision, and it's almost like relief. Like, thank God I don't got to play this game anymore. Thank God I don't got to play UFL. Thank God. And remember, I went to the least viewed game. I'm not a big content creator at all, but I went to the least viewed game on my channel, which is FC, the one that was least voted for. Essentially went to a whole rebuilding process, right? An entire rebuilding process for the sake of playing the best football game, because I saw where EAFC was going compared to the others, right? Who's ready? So in doing that, It really just tells you where where I rate FC 26 and where they're going compared to these other games. I think I'm totally done with UFL. If there's anything crazy, I might cover it. Similar to like a Nick runs the foot market once a year. We'll play like not once, but a few times a year. He'll play eFootball, UFL, stuff like that. Probably do something like that. I haven't thought about considering this almost like a card collecting game, even though it's just too much money to do that for no reason. If I'm not going to be playing, especially. But the card collecting aspect, like that gambling aspect, is no doubt addicting and can absolutely be fun. Look, they all go for that dinker because it's so... Oh, you're in. Oh my god, what the hell? I'm not even sure what he did there. Offsides. Man, this player is bad, though. Coming from just beating a top 4 in the world player in FC to playing this, it is especially makes me grateful. Can't wait to share that footage, by the way, of me beating Gabarros. 5-4, scored at the last second, went up 2-1, went down 4-2, came back and won 5-4, last kick of the game. You couldn't ask for a better game, and it was amazing football. You couldn't ask for a better sign that we're on the right path. And I go from that to playing this nonsense where AI is doing everything for us. And we're sitting here using the worst defense ever created in a football game, trying to run into each other. In a game that used to be the most realistic, by the way. Oh my god, did I just really do that? What a joke. You can't even really pass the ball around. Think about how easy that should have been. Look at this. That's literally an easy pass to the keeper.
The attendance for this match was 71,649.
And then just like that, baby. But it's still not satisfying because I just pressed the right pass button. If you have skill and then you use AI or Smart Assist, yes, it does help a little bit more than a non-skilled player using it, because they just don't understand football and they'll make sillier mistakes. But the AI still does things for you that... Let's see if I still remember. Oh yeah, I still remember a few of the moves. But the AI still does too much for you. Right? The AI still does too much for you. I can't even imagine any game putting this in there. It's still crazy to me. Oh my god, did that really just happen? See, like, what was that, dude? There, you had no chance there. You had no angle. The player was going to be out of bounds no matter what. Good. Whoa, what's Van Dijk doing up? Oh, he just used the glitchies. Look at this. That's crazy talk right there. Salah ain't winning that. Oh, Salah won it. There it is. We'll take it. At least it was good give and go. It's so funny how, like, FC 26, I'm telling you guys, again, can't talk about the beta, but you can go watch the leaks themselves from the beta. Plenty of people have leaked. Playing the beta, or sorry, seeing those leaks, can't talk about the beta, so seeing those leaks shows me, like, when I come and play eFootball, I'm more used to playing eFootball with the new passing. So it's just clear that FC 26 took eFootball type passing and just made it better. All that amazing weight of the passes, weight of the players that everyone loves about eFootball, that they always did better than FC. They always said made eFootball feel more realistic passing wise and stuff than FC, which felt more arcade, is now gone, dude. FC did it. Took the beautiful passing in eFootball and made it better. Because if you look at the leaks, you can tell there's no wind-ups and shots and passes and stuff. It's all just boom, boom, bang, 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 bang. Like how it should be. Because there is no powering up. There is no, all right, I'm going to shoot and power up in real football. And so you take that combined with the goofy defense in eFootball and it ruins anything good, right? And so you could come from playing FC 26, not 25. 25 is totally different. 26 and play eFootball as far as the passing goes and be somewhat used to it, okay? Not to mention, the smart assist is just a deal breaker in this game, I gotta say it. You're through. The AI just does too much. Mighty, how's it going? Mighty Sofla. How are you, bro? Are you an FC player or an eFootballer or... I know I listed it as playing FC, but it's because this is an FC channel. I just wanted to test out eFootball and UFL because I feel like this is going to be a year where FC topples them down, man. I really do. I don't see how they're going to survive. I mean, FC just basically took the good parts of these games and made a better version, basically. I mean, there's nothing really good about UFL, but you gotta say, when UFL first came out, that full manual defense that for some stupid reason they went away from, I guess because all their low-skilled players over there complain. FC did go fully manual to where now, if you're not controlling the defender, they basically become a cone, and that's how UFL was initially. So that's pretty interesting. Obviously, EA Sports would probably never admit they got inspiration from UFL, but I think that, and then I think the weight of the players, the new weight of the players in passing and stuff, they definitely got from eFootball. It'll be interesting to see if that ever comes out, but there's no doubt in my mind. So yeah, you've seen that signature, amazing passing that everyone loves. But then you've seen all the goofy stuff there too, right? How many coins does that give me? Let's see. 80 coins. Let's see. See what we have here. So see, that's all the ability you have to get coins. There's no tournaments. There's no nothing. I think this should be some coins too, though, right? Let's see. Oh, it's national teams. I mean, we gotta go Brazil, right? We gotta get old Payleasy in there. right, let's see how this goes. See if we can't win a a little player. Then get one more game in here. But yeah, guys, I just don't see it. I think a lot of eFootball players are gonna leave this year because what did they change gameplay wise? It would have been released. The damn game comes out in four days. FC's got a month and we know everything, and everyone's excited. And you know, once people pre-order and put that hundo in for the Ultimate Edition, or if more casual players say screw the Ultimate Edition, get the, or I know money's tough too. Maybe that's all that their parents can afford, or however they do it. And they put 60, 70 in, they're not going to come back here. They're not. I think we're going to see a huge, huge, huge hit this year for both UFL players and eFootball players with the route that EA Sports went with FC. I think they came to crush people this year. The fun that I'm having in this game right now, FC 25 didn't bring, but FC 26 does. Go watch the leaks from the beta, you'll see what I mean. Yeah, still I'm going to miss this tactical part, though. Checking the opponent. Okay, this is what we're playing against. Okay, I'm going to make this adjustment, even just setting them up individually, right? Oh, look at this. I don't have my deep line on. Deep line on Andre. Wow, I didn't have that on at all last game. Whoops. Guimaraes defensive. Alright. Let's go ahead and play. So I urge you to watch this or go play yourself and then watch the leaks from 26. Just tell me in the comments section what you think. If you see this game being able to compete at all with FC 26. I truly just don't. And even though I have played the beta, but I'm not talking as if I have, because I can't talk about the beta. I'm talking about strictly all the leaks that I've seen with my eyes. Come on, man. What could you possibly be doing, bro? Let's just play the game, bro. Another smart assist fest. The AI does do some pretty cool things, though. You press the buttons, AI does the smarts. Any game where top players are using a feature that I could give to my 8, 9-year-olds and they could actually have success in this game is a joke. Oh, look at this. You're in. Oh, ho, ho, ho. If I played it earlier. Ah. Oh my goodness. What? How could you miss that? How could you miss that? That was hilarious. An open net. Come on, smart assist. Smart assist me through that one. How the hell they would miss that? This game does have the old balancing effect too, or scripting if you will. They just have a different name for it. I think FC used to have it, but I think it's been gone for several years. I truly do. I don't see any evidence of that anymore. They had plenty of problems in FC 25, but that was not one of them. The power up. See? The power up is so silly. Mbappe would have hit that first time, dude. That would have been a goal. Read it. Oh, you damn it. He read what I did with my keeper. Get out for that corner, boy. I'll throw it. That's all you really gotta do, and I'm kind of doing it on purpose just to show kind of what this game is like. Oh my goodness, it's just a run into fest. Look how bad it is with no assisted shooting, or you know what I mean, or no like precision shooting. No, look at the delay. What's up with this delay? I'm not sure what this opponent's doing, but I'll take it. I mean, this isn't a controller died situation, I don't think, because we're playing PlayStation. Maybe. Well, how could you let your... This game is so silly, bro. Oh, yeah, dude. Thank God we have FC 26. I mean, the silliness in this game is ridiculous. You can tell this dude's pretty good at eFootball. For all I know, he could be like a top Division 1 player, but at the same time, with smart assists, it's so hard to tell anymore. Everybody's just running into each other. You see glimpses of skill, but you don't know like what's what. You don't know if it's... You don't know if it's actually skill or not. You know what I mean? So by the way this player is playing, let's watch this. Let's look. Let's see if we can emulate it. I think he's got like 4 guys across the box. Yeah, so he's doing this. I'll show you. So he's basically like this, like this. Like this. This is what these guys do. This is this nonsense eFootball-esque. He's making it look a little more like regular, but it's like that, and then he just plays through balls the whole time. So that's what we'll do. And we'll just play through balls. See what I'm saying? So stupid. This game is so stupid, bro. I don't know why Konami insisted on gearing this game towards these low-level, low-skilled players like this, you know? Oh my gosh. Look at this crap. I mean, this is all the game is. It's just constant garbage. Let's see if this dude will actually talk to. See if he'll tell us why he, like, plays this. I don't know who I'm matched up against, but it doesn't, like, show. I don't understand it. It won't actually show me. Here, let's get out and see if we can have a conversation. I think that would be better than just kicking the ball back and forth. Two hours ago. Who's this going to be against? This will be interesting to see. Some rat, maybe? His thing doesn't show up. Let's see if he plays FC or if he's just in eFootball. But you see what I'm saying? It's just kicking and moving. It's kicking and running forward. It's no skill. It's not really football. How could you waste hours of your day, of your life doing that? Like, it's no point. Like, anybody who made the move to FC's got to be feeling good about themselves. And if you haven't, bro, I'm telling you guys, trust me. Make that move. So let's go into these events real quick. Let's go into this. And see who we just played. Yeah, unfortunately, he's a rank 1 player, guys. That's a top 1,000, 1,800 player. Now remember, that's like me going up against like whoever after not playing for months. I mean, that's why this game's a joke. So, I mean, you could stick to this if you want to, but you're just going to be lost in this. It's a joke of a game. Everyone's using smart assist. Everyone's just kicking the ball forward. I know I have some people that play, but I promise you, even if you wait a week, 2 weeks, you're going to see FC26. You're going to see that it took the one thing EA Football does good and made it 10 times better, and then you're going to buy FC26. There's no way. The only players I see sticking to eFootball and UFL are the players who don't really know how to play football, who can't, or who too scared to play EAFC because they can't compete. They don't know how to pass and move. They don't know how to defend. They want to press R1 and X and run into each other. They want smart assist and glitches to do. It's just insane. Oh yeah, mobile games are terrible, bro. Don't play mobile at all. I get that some people can't afford a console, but if you can't afford a console, I get it. But yeah, I tried that mobile stuff for like a day. It's just too restrictive. But yeah, there's just no way you can play this game and honestly take it seriously. I mean, smart assist on top of all the goofy stuff. Even that one, it was hilarious. Like once, so again, when you go through each game, the fact that FC 25 was as bad as it was and still the number one football game, and then what FC 26 did, what EA Sports did with that, they took the passing and the weight of the players, and they got rid of like the ping pongy. They took the best feature that I love in eFootball, the passing moving that a lot of players love, and they made it better than eFootball. They took manual defense and they made it even better. They took their camera angle and made it even better. So now you're even more immersed while eFootball's stuck. I mean, guys, this is all you should have to say about where eFootball is. We're going into 2026. Okay, 2026. And these are kits. Let's just pick a random one. Let's pick the coolest ones are these, right? We got to pick a made up one though. We got to pick. This is what they're making up. This is what they think. This is 26, guys. We saw UFL even a brand new game. Well, they've been in production for like 8 years, but look at this. This is the kits. I mean, bro, what are they doing? Look at how bad this is. And then just the permanent wrinkles, as if the player's just standing in one spot. They have no movement. They're just so... It's just so bad. They kept going in the wrong direction. And, you know, at a certain point, they were neck and neck, and it's been years and years. And then EAFC just starts shitting the bed, almost like equivalent to letting themselves go. And eFootball and UFL just sat there doing nothing. Finally, the players stepped up in FC, which nobody steps up in eFootball because it's a lot of low-skill players, right? Let's be honest. When you watch the top players in FC and then you watch the top players in eFootball, it's not even a comparison, but it's because the game's limited. So there's those players who have been sticking to the notion like, okay, well, I want to play real football. Well, now eFootball's totally went away from it. It's an AI simulator where you press a couple buttons. It's just crazy. And as bad as FC was, eFootball's worse. I mean, when you go play again, I can't talk about this. I can't talk about the beta, right? But take my word from the leaks, because there's a million beta leaks. You can go see for yourself. From off the pitch with all the different modes to on the pitch with all the changes FC made. Put it this way, the reason why you haven't been seeing me stream as much is because I cannot get enough of the beta. That should tell you. If you know how betas typically go, you play it, you realize, oh, this is the same as last year's game with like one change. And then you go back to playing the end of FC because it's pointless. Dude, I'm done playing FC 25 unless I'm helping players with like the new settings and stuff to train for FC 26. But other than that, dude, all the way until August 26th, I'm on the beta. And so think about it. A better fine-tuned version of that's going to be out. And there's just no way. So mark my words. Remember this stream. I don't see any way eFootball doesn't take a huge hit in players this year. Especially considering it's, 3-4 days until their big release for eFootball 26 or whatever the hell. And they have nothing. They have showed nothing. There's no big changes. All you keep seeing is more new players that they recycle over and over anyway. And all the new players they're announcing, FC has had for years. Ronaldo, Zidane. I mean, FC has had them for years. It's crazy. So let's go play UFL real quick. What pack do we have? Which pack are you talking about, Boomfoot? Oh, I don't know. I didn't even see. I think it's like a Chelsea thing. I played 2 games and then I rolled. I didn't even finish the second one. What did they do here? And then this became a complete joke. It's almost a joke that I'm even considering this. I'm probably not even going to play a game, but the bottom line is they turn this game into a complete. If this game keeps lasting, I need to know how much money they're losing, and if they're not losing money, I need to know who is stupid enough to continue to play this and buy. Like, the skins were addicting, just like the player buying was in eFootball, but how many repeated players over and over and over, the same player released? Like, it's crazy, bro. They don't even do shapeshifters in eFootball. And it's even worse in UFL because look at this. Bro, since Mbappe came out, they've given him like 3 different skins. And then that's only special skins. The regular skins included, they gave him like 8 skins. And now this is the very best skin. And it's pretty much all you need to dominate. Maybe if you had him and like one other player, but bro, all they did was take a finesse shot, speed it up, call it a special finesse, and only these certain players have it. I mean, everything they're doing is like, you gotta buy this player. It's a must buy this skin. Spend $100 on this skin, these skin bundles. Like, who is stupid enough to be doing this? And then you have maxed out players. So what are they going to do next? Say, all right, we're going to let them go to 105 pace, 105. We're going to let them go to 100 rating. And, like, they just keep... There's not even legends. So if eFootball's terrible, then this is a word that you can't even find in the dictionary. I'm not even going to waste my time playing it. I mean, a game where there's glitches that help you win. So what was the point in this stream? It's just to say, like, the fact that FC25 was so bad that I even played this game in eFootball is a tragedy because these games suck this year. But I think once we got used to playing them so much, we got used to calling them, like, okay, when they weren't okay. Right? They were god-awful. The whole time. So, the only thing I can say from this based on the leaks, not based on me playing it all, I have to say that over and over so people can't clip it and get me in trouble for talking about the beta. I'm talking about just the leaks. I can promise you that EA Sports FC26 finally had decided to care again. It took their pockets taking a hit. So, if you are one of those lower skilled players that's going to stay here because you're too afraid to compete here, one, I can tell you, you're being a pussy, dude. Just come play an actual football game. Learn to play it. Doesn't matter what division you're in. But if you like playing football and you're making yourself suffer with all these low-level, mainly rat losers, you're an idiot. You can come play here, and I promise you'll thank me later for telling you the truth. Okay? Don't be intimidated by this. Come play, and you will enjoy it way more. If you're an actual football player, but you're forcing yourself to play this because you think you're not good enough. Promise you, you are. There is a place for you, especially now with challengers and more modes for the lower ranked players. There's more time, more availability than ever for you to play here. Right? And then for all the players who play this and have fun, and they're like, what is he talking about, man? UFL is fun. Or guys, I'm just being honest. You are not a real footballer. You like the idea of playing football. Maybe you played some rec league when you were a kid and you had fun playing it. Maybe you just play in the backyard with your friends and you don't really know the game, right? You just kind of like, hey, we used to put some cones down and kick at the ball until it went in the net. Like, I love that. So now I play some FIFA and UFL, in eFootball, and I love it. And it's like, okay, then you have fun in UFL and eFootball, and these are the games for you for sure. But for everybody else, if you claim that you're a real footballer and that you somehow like these, you're the butt of the joke. And if all the stuff that you were able to somewhat get away with to try to argue that FC25 wasn't better than UFL and eFootball. Even though it was trash, it was better than these two. That's just the truth. It's a fact. But just be ready. All your arguments that you had here are 100% gone here. I'm telling you, dude, it's almost as if they said, what will these idiots try to say against the game? The passing that everyone loves in here is in this and 10 times better. Okay, they took the one thing that everyone loves here, like real footballers love, and they made it 10 times better. Meaning, like, again, from the leaks you can see this, but you know that awesome weight of the pass when you're doing the up back throughs, the give and goes, ping, 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 and the ball's just like moving beautifully. And the power up doesn't really affect you because you're powering up early enough. Even though the power up stupid shit is the dumbest thing ever. Well, guess what? Picture removing the power up. Picture not having the bullshit defense either where players are constantly running into you. Then picture just a much smoother sequence. So you take something you loved and you make it smoother. Right? And so now you got that addicting, like, feeling of, I want to pass and move, and, like, you don't even want to just spam through balls. I know there's still going to be rats trying it. I know, like, if you've seen from the releases, they're still going to have to address, like, the first time through balls. Even though they look more realistic now, I still think those could eventually be a problem. They said they're supposed to be nerfing them, so it is the beta. Let's hope they really do. But sometimes those can be cool. Like, you trigger a run, then you lay it up to your striker. The striker does a dink through to the winger. Like, they can be realistic, but they can't have them to where it's every single play, and players just send a player on the run, play to their attacking player, one time through ball, dinker through ball to, like, you got to have a way to cover it and stuff. And based on the leaks, I haven't seen it be prevalent, but I did see a couple players where they were trying to abuse it. Like every year, you're going to have them. So that's much better in 26 in eFootball. The manual defense that UFL had once is long gone. And like I said, FC will never say they adopted it, but FC 26 went from having the most AI bullshit defense to now having the best by far. eFootball has the biggest joke defense there is. I mean, totally unrealistic. I guess they always have. FC 26, as bad as it was second worst to UFL or eFootball. The shooting, I mean, they made it even better. They took the green time shit away, even though they meant well by it. Like, it was supposed to signal a good strike of the ball. It was very abusable. Players would get that little tap button and use the back of their back fingers that typically wouldn't be used to get a perfect green time, and they would just shoot 30-yard Trivellas. They got rid of the Trivellas. Only certain players have them, and they're not as OP. So now not everybody's just going to be hitting 30-yard Trivellas over and over after they can't, beat your defense. I mean, they went down the line, right, and just hit everything. The goalkeepers, way more realistic moving and reacting than UFL and eFootball. And now they actually parry in the accurate way where you don't have players just spamming shots from anywhere just hoping to get a rebound. Like, they went down the list. I'd say the biggest thing, corner kicks, you can now do set pieces. If you go watch the leaks, you can see direct corners aren't as easy. You could still score some, like, bikes and stuff like that, but it isn't as prominent as in 25. And then now there is the ability to flick on, do set pieces, and you can score from a lot of them. The free kicks are pretty similar. I don't like that. I wish they would. That's the one thing I wish they would do like eFootball. I feel like free kicks and corners are more realistic. I like that about eFootball. Off the pitch, it's not even worth talking about. I mean, these games are a complete and utter joke. Okay? The one thing I guess I could give credit for, because I was just talking about, is the tactics in eFootball. Even though all of them are restricted with all the player roles placed, ways to get you to keep buying the next player and the next player. That's restrictive as hell. I hate that. But the overall ability to go in, adjust your tactics each game, have a decent amount of time before each game and at halftime, I actually like that about eFootball. I wish FC would go more that route, but, you know, they're all about quick, get out there, play. You know, quick substitutions, get out there and play. Not, you know, so I like that about eFootball. But other than that, mark my words, these games are going to take a tremendous hit. And then it's going to get to the point where only the lowest of the low skill players are playing these games. They're literally going to get to the point where there's a mode that, I mean, I don't even know how much more assistance you can get in this game. But if there's a next level, they're going to hit it. I'm telling you guys. So let me read about Boomfa here. Let me catch up. I'm not going to play any football games until 26. eFootball is good. Now we know we have real football on 26. Simulation gameplay offline. 2 months is way too long to wait. Yeah, so 26 comes out September like 20th if you get the Ultimate Edition. So we got what? 8/11, 9/11. So a little less than 2 months. So we got like what? 10/11 would be 2 months. Would be like 60 days. So 50 days. It's like 45 days. And it is a hell of a time. Now, for all of us that have the beta, unfortunately for you guys it sucks because we have another 2 weeks of playing the beta. And for the first time in years, it's actually worth it and fun. So I do feel bad, but I think more codes do go out. And then the 19th, they start opening all the modes to everybody. And you're going to see even more leaks from clubs and like player career and all that. And that's cool because at least you can get super excited. And then if you play FC25 in a way where you're training for 26, then it could be worth it. If not, yeah, I don't blame. I think Boomfa's spot on. Like, I played one game of 25 and could barely stand it, dude. Really. I couldn't even fathom playing UFL. And I got through 1.5 games of eFootball. In the eFootball game, I won, just kicking and running. Me and the opponent kicking and running at each other. And then the second game was the same thing. We were kicking and running at each other. My opponent goes up 2-1. I go, all we're doing, guys, is this. And I demonstrated. I just played a long through ball. And then, like, flicked it on. I ran to the defender or something and scored. And it was just, that's what we were doing back and forth. And it's just like, all right, guys. I mean, I think everyone's seen enough. So you still got better than that if you can deal with it in FC25. But after seeing the leaks for 26, I'm sure it's probably similar to playing the beta. It's hard to go back to 25. That's how bad it was. It's crazy, man. The football scene was crazy, but be happy. I promise you, if you purchase 26, you'll see what I'm saying. You'll thank me later. That's the bottom line I'm trying to get at. I'm not getting paid by EA Sports. I don't get any like extra views. This is my least viewed game of the 3. Typically. Now I'm rebuilding my channel towards just FC because of the direction they went. So, take my word for it or not, but I'm loving it. I just literally beat a pro that I just watched the entire weekend. And it felt great, and it was great football. And there was a time I was down in that game 4-2, and I was still having a blast. And it's just like, I don't know, man. It just shows that everything's working out. Because you got to think, when you start channels like this and you do stuff like this, you have people that start following your guidance. And you have a lot of bullshitters out there. And I try to shoot it straight, which is why I tried every game. Which is why I kept switching away when the games got dog shit, so I wasn't like misleading people. Or just looking like I cared about clicks and views. And to see like that I know that we went the right route, that makes me happy. So for anybody still lingering around over here, I promise you, get out and get on board so you're not way behind. So, yeah, dude, I got the footage and everything. So I just beat Gibaro. If you watch the video I released, it's open to members, so you actually have it. Wait, let me see if it's available right now. I think it should be. Hold on. Yeah, I posted about it too, but I can't. I have the footage, so once the 26 comes and the deadline comes, I'm gonna post the footage. It was a sick game, bro. So I won 5-4. Yeah. So this EA Sports FC motivation. What is your time worth? Monetization on. Yeah. Scheduled. Members only. So everybody else won't get it till the 13th, but you can go watch it now. Boomfa is a member, and that's the player in the red, the New York Red Bulls player. I just beat him. So his name's Gabaro. I actually posted it. It's the same screen that's on 25. So I don't think they'll get mad, but I played him in 26 in champs. It was for both of us, one of us to go 4-0, one of us to go 3-1, because champs in the beta is less games. I don't know how much I can talk about it. I can't talk about the gameplay for sure, but champs 26 we're playing. He goes up 1-0, I tie it. He goes up 2-1. Sorry, he goes up 1-0, I tie it. I go up 2-1. Then he makes it 2-2, 3-2, 4-2. Makes these changes. It works out. So then I peep the changes, make some changes. I make it 4-3. Then 4-4. I scored in like the 68th minute. Then I won on the last kick of the game after making an awesome defensive stop. I won 5-4. He got so pissed he left before the last kick to end the game. He left. I scored in like the 90th minute out of 91 minutes, and he he rolled out. He rage quit. And I got it all on foot. I got it all on video. Once I saw I matched him, I recorded it. And this is a guy I just watched beat Tex and then lose to Manu Bakari yesterday, who is the now champion. He's a New York Red Bulls player, so he's the best player in my country. And I just beat him. It was pretty sick. So you get to see there where he played Manu Bakari, and Manu does whoop him pretty good, but Manu's the world champ, and he's the number 3 or 4 ranked world player in the year, not to mention the best player in the U.S. So yeah, it was huge, and it was all great football, bro. It was all give and goes, up, back, and throughs, great defense. I would argue I had the better goals, but it was sick. I got the footage then. The analysis they have in FC26 is incredible. Oh, fuck, all this is leaked, by the way. Remember, I can't talk about the exact game. You'll see it when it comes out. But I can just talk about the leaks. And then you see from all the leaks, like, the analysis from the games is even more intense, so you can see that. And, like, I just learned a lot about where 26 is going, where my skill level's at overall. And it was cool, man. It was cool. Yeah, if you watch that video, you'll see him. His name's Gabaro. He's in the New York Red Bull. He's a New York Red Bulls player. So you'll see Gabaro versus Manu Bakari. So in that video I titled, what is your time worth, or EAFC motivation or whatever. If you see the post, I put the post up because I had to, man. I had to show the proof. And I have the video, but we got to wait, what, till the 26th. It's the 11th, so that's what, 15 days I can release the gameplay. Because they will put a watermark on it. If I released it now, I'd be booted from the beta. But that's going to be awesome to release. I can't wait. So, yeah, so that's the player that I played. So if you guys go watch that video about the EAFC motivation, and it's crazy because I've been watching them all week and had no idea I was going to match them. Just playing, watched them beat Tex, which was insane. And then to beat him, it's like, bro, I just beat a player that beat Tex, who's one of the best to ever do it. I just beat a player who was just sitting his ass in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, playing for hundreds of thousands of dollars, bro. So that's kind of dope, man. But yeah, so that footage right there is pretty sick because you get to see where he's at. But I'll have footage coming of beating him. So anyway, yeah, I'm just telling you guys. All like the laggy shit, by the way, seems to be, if not gone, totally reduced. We will find out. I hate that Phil had to deal with it, but I'm super glad I finally got footage where I could show people exactly all these idiots who are like, oh, it's equal on both sides. I'm so happy I could actually show, like, on Phil's side, he's got the yellow and red bar just dying, can't even move. And on the opponent's side, he's flying around moving perfect. In the same exact game, so you get to see it from each side. Like, that was the first thing that needed to be addressed and gone, and I haven't experienced that at all. So who knows if more players come and all of a sudden it starts up again. I don't know how it happens, but I can tell you based on now, my experiences, FC26 is going to be far removed from the bullshit, delay, laggy nonsense that gave so many advantages that were undeserved in 25. So we'll see. That's my take, man. And I'm just super pumped. And yeah, I just wanted to really go into these two games for kind of the last time. We'll go into them every once in a blue moon. But for those players lingering around wondering if they should purchase this, take my word for it or not. But if you don't get on the 26 bandwagon and you stick to this 4 days until the new big update and they have nothing. Oh, we're getting a couple players. We're getting players that FC's had for years. Congrats. You know. And for all those who have to play because it's free and they can't afford the 100, I get it and I'm sorry. That sucks. Again, like I said, this video wasn't towards you. I get it. You have to do what you have to do. For everybody else, though, go this route. Thank me later. If you enjoyed this, please smash the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Ton of content coming. Ton of content out. If you want that content now and you don't want to have to keep waiting, join my membership. OGFC community member, only $3 a month. If you want 1v1 coaching, $20 a month. Get that through YouTube. If you want to join my Discord and get all the help you need in FC26, that's $3 a month too. OGamester FC, or follow the link in YouTube. All the ability is there, all the effort's there from our side to help you. You just got to put the effort in of donating a few bucks to the cause. Simple as that. If not, it's all good. I look forward to seeing you in the next stream. Look forward to seeing your comments after you watch the videos. And I'll see you soon. Peace out.